Hello and welcome to, that's my little Super down there running. Yes, come say hi to the people, Callie. No, I don't want to come. Come here. Come, poopers. Okay, she doesn't want to come and play. So we are going, here she comes. We're going to talk about this Say What Saturdays is about. What do you think? Relationships, love, conversations, friendships? I don't know. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about friendships and what's the best way for relationships to evolve, the ones that actually stay together. So if I were looking at across the board my friends that are married and the ones that are happily married versus the ones who look like they might be happily married but maybe not so much, I think there are certain telltale signs that someone's in a happy relationship or a relationship where they're open to compromising to make it be successful. And I think the first thing is it really depends on your background and where you came from. Like, if you grew up in, and people like to say statistically, if you grew up in a two-parent home, that you're more than likely to have a more successful relationship. And I don't know if I agree with that, because if you grew up in a two-parent home but your parents were dysfunctional, where one parent actually was either cheating or one parent was actually, they were arguing all the time, they were disagreeing, and you knew that there was really no love there, they were just staying together for the kids, which I think is not the smartest thing to do. But I've never been married and I don't have kids, but I'm just giving you my opinion and I want to hear your opinion, especially some of you guys that are younger out there whose parents may be divorced and you actually had to experience that at a younger age. And for me, I never completely grew up with my dad. I had great father figures, like the church that I actually grew up in. Pastor A.C. Armstead was like my dad growing up. So he's no longer with us, but he was a great man and had a really great family. And he was my father figure. So I think sometimes, depending on how you grew up and what you're willing to work for and fight for, and for me, I want to have a healthy relationship. So that's why I started doing these videos, because I really kind of wanted to see not necessarily what other people think, because I know for me and my personal journey and where I am and what I want out of my life and what I'm willing to compromise on. And I think that there are some things that you should compromise on, and there are some things that you should be willing to actually be open to learning. And I think that's the most important thing. So my question for you is, do you think great relationships start with great friendships? Or do you think great relationships start with a woman that allows a man to pursue her because, number one, because men are so visual? My theory now, after X amount of years, is that a man has to, one, find you attractive, that's the first thing, and think that he wants to cherish you as a person, not just how you look on the outside. I think that's the thing that attracts a man, but I think the thing that keeps a man interested is, one, how you conduct yourself, and a good man. The people that are important to you in your life, and do you have great friendships? And one, I know people like to say, can you cook? But depending on who the man is, I know a guy I used to date, he was a good cook. So I think those traditional roles of sometimes what men want. And I have a really good friend, and he's such a good guy, but he definitely thinks that the sexual chemistry is really important. So yeah, that's the question for today. Do you think that great relationships start with friendships? And 2, do you feel like great relationships start with men actually pursuing the woman because he's attracted to her, or because he feels like she would be a good wife and a good mother? And last but not least, do you feel like great relationships can be a combination of both of those things? And I could say for me personally, I don't know yet, and that's why I'm actually doing these videos, because this is my Say What Saturdays, and I am on this journey to really figure out what is a great relationship and what is, and based on some of my friends that I know that are really happily married, and a lot of my friends that are married give me great advice on what not to do and what to do. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I am Madison Chase, and this is your Say What Saturdays. Thanks for watching.